Good morning. Welcome back to One Sober to Another. It's absolutely awesome to see all your sober faces. And if you're not sober today, that's all right. You are on the right path by checking out this video. If you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a thing. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. Today's video is all about my week without a drink. I'm sure any of you alcoholics out there or any of you addicts might be able to understand what it's like to go through a total week. 7 days are full of everything that make you want to drink, that make you want to use. And this is my way over that hump. So, first a shout out to a person named Sober Daddy High on Life because he ended up in a little bit of trouble. Let me put it a different way. He got into a fight, and unfortunately it was in front of his family. He was really down and out. Nobody really reached out to him. I hit him up on Twitter and I hit him up on Instagram. Hopefully it lifted his spirits a little bit. If you run across him, give him a shout out, give him some support, give him some love, because he's struggling and we need to help him out. My week without a drink. Oh my God. So, where do I start? First, let me start on a high note. I slept awesome last night. I went to bed, I think I went to bed at 2100, 9 o'clock. Pretty daggone early for somebody my young age. I slept like a baby. I slept like a champ. That's because I don't have the overnight 24-hour anxiety period of going without a drink. My body's in withdrawal. I need to get my fix and I can't sleep. I'm tossing and turning. I have insomnia like nobody's business. Sure, I think I'm sleeping well, but I'm not getting any quality sleep when I'm drinking. When I got sober, my sleep just took off like a rocket. I can fall asleep in 2 minutes, and it's amazing because my wife, she gets mad at me because I go to sleep so fast. But since I've been sober, my brain and my body are functioning at 100%, and I can sleep through the night all the way to the third realm. No issues, and I'm loving it because everybody else wakes up tired. I wake up at 6 in the morning to shoot these videos, and nobody's at my level. I'm telling you, if you haven't experienced any good quality sleep, try stop drinking. If you need to see a doctor first. Definitely don't just stop to stop. Yeah, sleep is great. Sleep is definitely great as a sober person. What else? So dealing with people is probably the hardest thing that I do as a sober person. If you haven't got up and gotten a cup of coffee, get a cup of coffee because this stuff is amazing. If you don't drink coffee, I mean, switch it up. Drink some tea, drink some hot chocolate, whatever. It's cool. So dealing with people in customer service, which is what I do now since I've been retired, it is a challenge, especially when somebody comes in with an attitude or, things aren't the way that they wanted it to be. For me, that's kind of familiar because as an alcoholic, I wanted everything to be the way that I want it to be right now. And if it's not that way, you better fix yourself and get it that way. So that's the attitude that I have to deal with on a normal basis because on average, people are quite selfish and they want what they want and they want it now. So I dealt with this one person. It was on something really simple. I think it was a Sonos speaker. They came in, they wanted this speaker. I didn't have it. And they perceived that it was my fault that we didn't have it. So the language in that person kind of got high tempoed and a little irritating, to be honest. And for me, I had to take a step back, definitely as an alcoholic, and say, hey, maybe this person had a bad day. Maybe they had, a near car accident before they came in, or maybe they had a fight with their spouse, whatever. But I had to look at it objectively because if I didn't, I would have flew off the handle. And what I mean by that is I would have smacked the speaker out of the person's hands and told them to do an about face and move out. Because I don't need to deal with that. Nobody wants to deal with that. But in recovery, I have to take certain steps in order to protect myself from triggers. And I also have to empathize with the other person and understand that they might be going through something that I don't know about that led to this attitude in the first place. I mean, if you haven't experienced customer service before, I'm telling you, get a job doing fast food, get a job doing retail, anything in customer service, and you will deal with the most unique attitudes that you've ever seen in your life. Each one is its own challenge. So if you're in recovery, that's a good place to start to see if you have some patience and tolerance on personalities, people, places, and things. So yeah, so I dealt with that pretty much all week. I mean, business was kind of slow, so not many people came in, but the ones that did come in, they were pretty daggone adamant about what they wanted, and they wanted it now. Moving on, because people are a challenge, yeah. So we'll move on. The COVID virus is still rampant, still alive, still thriving, and still affecting millions of people. Some folks believe it's a real virus. Some people believe that it's a financial ploy. Some people, and on and on and on. However, I'm not going to say where I work, but where I work, they have a food court. And in that food court, they got this little ribbon tape that goes around it. You can fit about 50 to 75 people in there, I think. Inside of the tape, you do not have to wear a mask while you're eating or drinking. I mean, that's cool. I got it. Nobody wants to do that. It's rather annoying. However, the mask is to protect other people, right? Around that tape, every single person has to wear a mask the entire time that they're walking around. To include coming into the store to annoy me with their attitude. So, what is it? It's an invisible bubble. Are we not concerned about the people outside of the bubble? I don't know, just a thought. As an alcoholic, I wasn't concerned about anybody outside of my bubble. This is why my week without a drink is a little bit challenging. So if you're not concerned with the people outside of your bubble while you're eating your food, while you're drinking your drink, why do I have to put it on to give you your customer service? Why do I have to put it on to sell you a package? Why do I have to put it on to go into work? Why? Because I'm not an idiot. I'm going to do what I can to protect the people around me. Which is why I bring it up, because as an alcoholic, I was only concerned about myself. Nobody else. Everybody else outside of my bubble was useless to me unless they were serving my purpose. If you can relate to that, drop a comment below. I'd be really curious to hear what that would sound like. Matter of fact, I might even give you a shout out in the next video. If you're enjoying what you're seeing so far and you're getting a little bit out of it, hit that like button below. There's a whole lot of things going on, and I believe that and this is my opinion, I believe that the isolation of the COVID-19 has led to a majority of the gratuitous violence that has occurred since, the senseless police violence and the out blatant racism of the law enforcement community. Now, I'm going to get some hate mail for that, but put yourself in check before you send me some hate mail. So, the gratuitous violence that is occurring throughout the protests and through the law enforcement side itself, I can almost, in my opinion, directly relate to the isolation of COVID-19. Now, I am not on any side of that fence, but I am on the side of the fence of racism is stupid, because it's pointless to judge anybody on their creed, color, or religion. You should judge them on the content of their character, right? It's pointless to shoot somebody in the back. It's pointless to stand on somebody's neck. It's pointless to throw somebody around in a van and they somehow not end up making it to where they needed to make it, I know hate mail's coming. It's cool. I can handle it. But let's face the realism here. As an alcoholic, it was okay to be dismissive of a whole lot of things. But it's not okay to be dismissive or sit on the sidelines of something that you know to be right or wrong. Right? You agree? And that's kind of where my buddy, Sober Daddy High on Life, that's kind of where it ended up, is that he was treated completely unfairly. He was injured as a result of that, and it was in front of his family. What sense does that make? Zero. I'm going to jump off of that because that is a heated conversation in and of itself, but I couldn't let it go unnoticed. Have a sip of coffee if you want. Two more things and we're done with my week. I should not say this next statement, but I'm going to. Donald J. Trump is an idiot. And I'm going to get slandered and I'm going to get bashed and possibly banned for it. Why is he an idiot? Because it was one of his enforcements to wear the mask in the first place. He's worn a mask 1, maybe 2 times. Him as the commander-in-chief and the president of the United States and an influencer of the global climate should at least adhere to the minimal standard of protecting the community. There is so much more way beyond just that we could talk about, but I'm going to leave it at that. The rest, you can fill in those blanks if you want to, because I'm pretty sure if you had some comments, you'd drop them right below. Moving on to the last. I'm proud of all you out there who have stayed sober, and if you made it through your week without a drink, you are a success and a superstar. If you are struggling with sobriety and you need a place to reach out to, hit me up on my Instagram. It's right there. And if you can't hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on Twitter under One Sober to Another as well. If you've enjoyed this video and it's something that you can grab onto, great. If not, hit that like button, hit that dislike button, drop your comment below. If you haven't used TubeBuddy yet, I recommend using TubeBuddy. They help you analyze your YouTube channel if that's what you're doing, break it down to a science that you can understand, and it tells you if you're doing good or not. For me, I mean, we can do the math, right? Yeah, it'll come up. I'm one sober to another. I hope you enjoyed my week without a drink, and I hope that you got something out of it. One sober to another. I'll see you in the next one.